Good evening, everybody. And I'd love to thank for joining today's podcast. The topic of today's podcast is Palestine issues, the survival of human dignity due to MEADPro. Recently, the UN Security Council has adopted a resolution to call for ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, where Israeli bombardment and Israeli military operation is going on against Palestinian people. The UN Security Council although they are late, but is agreed to see a ceasefire by the Palestinian, by the Israeli Authority, and the main purpose of the ceasefire is to allow humanitarian relief action in the area where Israeli forces are present and or the operation against Hamas is ongoing by the Israeli armed forces. This is the most recent issue we can talk about Palestine. If I start neutrally, the Palestinian issue is one of the oldest political crises, if I may specific, geopolitical crisis in the entire world and especially in the Middle East. And it seems like the problem has no solution, although there were incidents where people could find some solutions to this problem. This is Holy Ramadan. Muslims around the world are fasting and praying to God. And this Ramadan is not a different Ramadan for the people of Palestine, as they are going through the same atrocities, the same experiences, reports say, same feeling, same lifestyle, same aspiration, same positivity, same negativity towards life. So it's not a special Ramadan for them, although it was expected that this Ramadan could bring some change, some shift in their life. Another report says that more than 9,000 people are Palestinian are in the jails of Israel, and the Israeli authority is reluctant to give them bail or to speedify the process of justice for the people who are behind the bars. And if I may say frankly, Israel did some mistakes too by procrastinating to take decisions in terms of to come on an agreement in terms of ceasefire and also killing more people, as we know that before the if we analyze the before math of the 7 October issue, uh, attack by the Hamas against the Israeli people, Israel has gone so far in terms of diplomatic ties um, with Arab nations in Gulf region, and as and those Arab nations are uh, anti-Iran states, and so in terms of geopolitical gain, Palestine, Israel got some allies in the region, especially they had successfully built diplomatic ties with uh, um, UAE, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, and they had successful discussions with Saudi Authority and some other Gulf nations. So, in the way of getting some friends in the region, Israel could stop the operation somewhere in the middle and could go further for diplomatic solutions against Hamas, and could work together with international community to find a peaceful solution against Hamas's atrocities against the people of Israel. But what we've seen is Israel did do this, and I must say that it is a mistake by Israel, as it was a great chance for Israel to build friendships in the region, as the Iranian authority is getting some strong base in terms of their relationship with Hezbollah in Lebanon, their uh, relationship with the Houthi rebels in Yemen, and the Bashar regime in Syria. So Israel could use these opportunity to strengthen their relationship with their long-standing uh, enemies who are becoming the allies in the region for Israel. But it's true that ultra-right Benjamin Netanyahu is not convinced to do that, and this is his long-standing political proposition for what he lost his political ground inside Israel as a political leader, as a political party, but somehow he managed to become the prime minister again, and his political agenda is now being uh, being utilized by him, and this is not new, something new in terms of geopolitical game of Benjamin Netanyahu. But uh, if I say uh, Benjamin Netanyahu is not alone, he is supported by different political parties, and he has a strong uh, political ally and presence of inside the Israeli political establishment, and so I must say that he is not alone, and he has strong political support inside Israel, but um, the international community has failed to convince him in terms of guiding him towards a diplomatic solution of the problem and to get him out from this atrocity. Uh, if I may allow to talk, I must say that even the Arab nations also has uh, failed to understand the situation, uh, to establish a meaningful communication with the Hamas authority or Hamas leadership in terms of protecting the innocent civilians. It's to note that Qatar is trying to reach out to the Hamas leadership, and a talk is on progress, but uh, it's clearly evident that the talk is not meaningful the way it should be, as there are much expectation from different bodies in terms of speedy negotiation between Hamas or Palestinian Authority and Israel, as the belligerent parties are making extreme late in action, what is costing the lives of innocent civilians, and it's a very important issue if we consider the protection and protection of life and liberty of the people. The Palestinian Authority should also take a very rightful fair share of failure to reach out to the Hamas Authority. The failure has, I must say, threefold. Number one, the Palestinian Authority got enough time for last couple of decades to come to a political understanding with Hamas Authority or Hamas leadership, and also to get uh, people's legitimate mandate to govern the Palestinian lands. But the Palestinian Authority leadership has significantly failed to do so, resulting the extreme radicalization of Hamas leadership and radicalization of a very big, significant portion of Palestinian population that disturbs in many ways in terms of uh, meaningful progression of separation talks or uh, other issues related to the independence of Palestine. The second fold of the failure of Palestinian Authority is uh, in present situation, the Palestinian Authority could get more staunch, strong position in terms of protecting the civilians who are fleeing their lands because of the ongoing operation by Israeli authorities, and also to have a very meaningful participatory dialogue with Hamas to settle the issues, basically to come to a ceasefire that may result in uh, containing the death and destruction against the civilian population, and also could stop human migration that is not safe and secured, and also viable for the people of Palestine, uh, especially the people of Rafah and Gaza. The third fold of the failure of the Palestinian Authority is the way they are working, the way they had worked at the past. It's not a viable, uh, I must say that, viable leadership that could give some kind of positive strength in future. So if I think futuristically, the present leadership of uh, Palestinian Authority cannot lead or cannot find a way of solution between Hamas and the Palestinian Authority, and also between the Palestinian Authority and Israeli Authority. If we consider all these issues, I think the situation is really worsening every day, and let us leave the dream of independence of Palestine in one side. Minimum getting access of the humanitarian aid to the occupied and under operation uh, areas is very imminent now. uh, Independence talk or separation talk is very far away. Right this moment, what is needed is to get the opportunity to deliver life-saving, humanitarian emergency aid to people who are suffering the most, who are at the brink of famine and havoc, and whose life is going through disastrous experience, and people are traumatized, people are not okay, and people are suffering uh, the worst. And now another Palestinian issue is the the, the unexpected policy of the USA, uh, we had expectations that USA will take a very strong position in terms of the protection of innocent civilians, uh, in the Gaza Strip, but US has done very little to protect them. Mr. Anthony Blinken has visited the area, but there is significant progress, though there's only one progress, which is the resolution of the UN Security Council. But these steps are not enough to protect the Palestinian Authority and Palestinian people and the people of Gaza. The Hezbollah is a factor in the issue, as Hezbollah is prepared and also has operated some operations against the Israeli government. So Hezbollah should be contained because Hezbollah is an international terrorist group, and we should not support any terrorist group. And in a world like Hamas, as they have no responsibility to any legitimate authority to answer questions, and also they are not positive. They are not part of any democratic country. They are not part of any agent of change. They had ill intention before, and they also still they have the same ill intention against international rules-based order. So Hezbollah is a very important party to this conflict. We have another party to this conflict, as that party is also supporting the terrorism of Hamas, and they are the Houthi rebels in the Yemen, as the Houthi rebels are already operated in the region in terms of throwing missiles to some international vessels of some specific government in support of the Hamas, and the Houthi rebels should be recognized as one of the party to this conflict. So also, I think it's time to take control over the Houthi rebels and to establish a democratic government in Yemen. So if we consider all these issues of Palestine now at the present time, I think now, how can we safeguard human dignity? Why we need to raise the question of the protection of human dignity? Human dignity is not only about to stop war, to have a ceasefire, to ensure access of the humanitarian aid and aid workers to the conflicting region, not only to ensure they are safe, but also human dignity means giving and ensuring people's life are in their own way, in their own style, in their own place, the way they prefer it. So human dignity to me, to my understanding, is doing everything in the preference of the people. Now, question. Does Palestinian want to live under fire? Do they prefer to be died in hunger? Do they choose to live under constant bombardment? Do they deserve all basic human rights as a human being in their lifetime? So if we answer to those questions from a humanistic point of view, and if we find that no, the reply is no, they have all the legitimate rights as we are enjoying those to live a decent human life. That is my point of view in terms of human dignity. So, if I say about human dignity, I must say that human dignity comes with the protection, promotion, and safeguard of human life. And they are all basic human rights, they are constitutional rights. So, if we are honest and if we want to say that we are in line with their preference, number one is the Gaza and the entire Palestinian Authority must be under an elected Palestinian government, not under the present Palestinian Authority, not under Hamas like any atrocious gangs. So, an internationally recognized, participatory, inclusive, democratic election should happen as early as possible. An elected authority must be handed over the power as they are the legitimate authority, legitimate person to sit down and to define the fate and future of the people of Palestine. This is the number one thing to ensure the survival, promotion, safeguard, and protection of human dignity of the people of Palestine. Number two, the partition or separation talks with Israel should be strengthened in line with the established rules-based order by the international communities. Using all the instruments used earlier to get success and recognized and acknowledged by both the parties and the UN and the other parties. This is important as this is the only political solution, diplomatic solution to come to a point of end where there will be no political uh, military rivalry or engagement between two countries. And two-state solution is one of them. This is one of the fountainhead underwater, under where people could get shelter. As two peaceful nations are living side by side as two different countries. Number 3 point, to ensure human dignity and the survival, protection, and promotion of human dignity in Palestine is acknowledgement by the different governments of Palestine as an independent state and giving them all the privileges enjoyed by the other countries by action by World Bank and international community and the UN and the world economic financial systems. If they don't have the acknowledgement and also access to international system, they are struggle for democracy, they are struggle for statehood, they are struggle for two-state solution will not be successful. So these are my proposition to ensure human dignity in Palestine. My third point today's podcast is, did we make it? Yes, we made late. We are really late. The train has already left the station. Now what are we doing is to thwart the train and trying to reach to get closer with the train. The hope is if we can have enough speed, might be, hopefully, we can reach and catch the train and we can get into it and we can have the journey together. How can we do it? Already I have proposed 3 solutions. And those are humanistic, but in terms of politically and diplomatically, Palestine should have some smart ideas. And also, Israel should be open because centuries after centuries, we should not linger and we should not have this kind of situation around the country, around the border. We need peace and prosperity and solidarity, and Palestine should understand it, and also Israel should understand it. Negotiation is a big deal, and everybody should understand the reality, and also being smart is possible when you calculate your past, present, and future. So, Palestine has a responsibility to calculate the past and present and future and to bring some smart choices in front of Israel. Israel also should do calculation, as it's about the peaceful coexistence of two countries side by side. And we cannot diminish any country, we cannot diminish any piece of land, we cannot diminish any nation. If we believe in the peaceful coexistence, we can be calculative, we can be smart enough to bring solutions on the table. But the dishes should be sweet, with some sour, some experiences of being sour, tastes. But if both the parties are inclined to naivety, it's really tough to get a solution, and that solution will not bring happiness, prosperity, and solidarity in the region and also for the people. So people-to-people communication should be strengthened, government-to-government communication should be strengthened, international community should be engaged, international community should be informed, international community also should take some preemptive action and also some provocative action, some positive actions and proactive actions. We should wait for the arrival of an angel who will propose solutions to us. And we are making late, we made late, but enough is enough. This is the time to get into the bus and coming back to the track, speeding the speed of the train, our train, and keep moving on till we get into the train of solution. From my side, I think both the parties should have openness, should have positivity, should have kindness, respect to international world-based, rules-based order, and I think only then we can have a solution that could bring joy, happiness to the people and to the region. But it must have a value-oriented approach, a participatory approach, a twin-track approach where both the parties can express their concerns and also can have their fair share to get opportunity to create a level playing field where they can have the opportunity to get into touch and discussion and dialogue, and to offer solutions where they both can be a part of win-win situation, because zero-sum game is not what we can see viable, and what we can see is an option. Openness, dialogue, discussion is the key, and also being a respectful citizen of the world who could contribute to world peace. If we can see at the things in a broad spectrum, we can see the solutions with greater viability and acceptability to all the parties. As this is the age of openness, this is the age of being inclusive, this is the age of being together, as we have many other challenges to get into searching the solutions for our people. So thank you very much. This is the end of the podcast. Stay well and stay tuned with my channels.